Alright, before the episode really starts, I wanted to let you all know about a giveaway that the server is doing. So they're giving away 5 of their $100 ranks, as well as 10 of their best crate keys. And they got a new crate key system, I believe, so come check that out. So they're giving away 10 of these keys. All you gotta do is retweet and follow on their Twitter. I'll leave the link first thing in the description. But when I came to these crates, I noticed that I have a crate key, and you can get some pretty decent stuff. This isn't even the best crate key, but I'm gonna open it right now, see what I get, because I've never really opened one of these. And hopefully I do get something good. Obviously I don't want to get like 5k emerald blocks. I don't really know what I can do with that. Maybe if I wanted to build a beacon or something, but I don't know. Anyways, come check out the server. They're also doing crate key alls. They're putting a timer on them, so come be active on the server to get a crate key. Hey, what's up everybody? We're back on BrutalFactions, and I'm going to be working on the base in this episode. I wanted to show you a couple things first, because it's been a little while since I've actually been playing, because I was out of town. I think I already said that in other videos though. But you can see someone tried to raid us, so we made these pillars to defend against their cannon. So obviously this is just lined up with where their cannon was, and they got really far into our base. Let me show you how far they got. You can see kind of Subsidian as our members were patching, but they literally got all the way into the last wall of the base. Like, they didn't even get one wall away from in our base. They literally got 0 walls away from being in our base. They got all the way to the obsidian part of the base, and then our members patched and stopped the raid. So that's just pretty funny, honestly. That kind of sucks for them. You get that far in and you don't get anything. I mean, that's happened to me before. It does suck. But we did take our spawners down because we only have like 80 walls, 90 walls. So it's not going to take that long to raid us. So that means we would have to check our walls a lot more often. So we just kind of took them down until we get some more walls up. And since I have enough cash to just continue doing base work, that's just what I'm going to continue doing. I think I've still got over a mil, yeah, 1.3 mil. And what I'm working on right now is printing sand. So let me go in this checkbox and show you what's going on. So this is the inside of the checkbox. The point of this one is just to have an extra checkbox, since obviously we have one at the very edge of the buffer, but we don't really have any walls between them. So this is the second one, but we will have walls between them, eventually. And so this will be closer into the base, but still far enough out that we can tell if they're actually far into the raid, because we'll go to the first checkbox at the very edge, then we'll come here to see how far they are. We're printing sand right now, just on an alt. We've done this entire sand wall all the way for one side of it, so that's done. I'm going to start placing the redstone on it right now. But it's good to have another checkbox, so we'll actually have somewhere to print sand, so if someone's raiding us, we can just like leave an alt printing sand up in the checkbox, so it kind of is like rebuilding the wall automatically when they keep trying to fire. So that's just an extra defense. So if we have an extra checkbox, like if we have 2 checkboxes, that just makes it even better. And we're also gonna have sand pillars in here, but I'm not doing those all the way down the edge. I just couldn't be bothered to print all that sand. This is good. It goes a couple chunks past where the base is, but I still have to trench it out, so I haven't started those yet. But we're just really trying to get this checkbox up, and then I'll keep printing the other sand walls, because we have a bunch more sand walls that we still have to do on the base. Also, I'll be doing a bunch of trenching, because I know I have to trench for all the sand walls still, and I'll have to trench for some of the walls I want to put down to bedrock. So I'll be doing some trenching, printing sand walls, and then also jetting the other walls on the base, and printing some filters as well, because I haven't actually started on those. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy this episode. It should be a bunch of base work, and leave a like if you enjoy it. So since I'm not doing these sand pillars all the way around, they kind of stop after a few chunks wider than the base. What I'm doing underneath is just some cobble walls, just so there's something there. And I couldn't be bothered to trench and really print all the sand for that, so I'm just going to do some cobble walls. It'll do at least something if they did plan to left shoot around here. So it's just a couple extra wraps on the base, and then I'm going to water them in a second. I still have some water buckets left on me because I was watering behind the sand wall. So I'm going to continue to water these after I'm done genning them, which should be pretty quick because it's, pretty easy to gen walls with gen buckets. And so I'll be done in just a second here, and then I'll just start to water them. So I set up a blaze grinder because I wanted to start grinding for some custom enchants. I've got the blaze spawners right here in my inventory. I've got 27. I don't think I'm going to even place them all. Like, I've got a really large amount of blazes, mainly because fans have been giving me them, and as well as some of my faction members. And I've also bought a couple of cheap ones off the AH. So that's how I've gotten most of these, and we've already got some blazes. If you look at our values, we got 30 blazes up in a separate location, so we might make a different blaze grinder in the actual base, because that one's not in the base yet. But this is one that's going to go in the base, and I'll start placing these right now. And I want to start getting some custom enchants, because I actually do have a couple. I have a couple haste books, and I'm wearing these speed 1 boots, as well as this Inquisitive 2 I have, which is pretty good rates on it. So with the Inquisitive, I should be able to grind XP faster and hopefully get custom enchants faster, and hopefully we get some good rates out of these blazes. Looks like it's a bit laggy, so they're not coming down too fast, but hopefully they still continue to just come down at fast enough speed for me to just keep killing them. And I'm gonna see if I can get like a strength beacon or something, because I do have beacons, so I might see if I can set one of those up. But I'm gonna grind some XP real quick. Yo, I'm about to go for the level 60. No. Guess what I got for level 60? Telepathy 1.
I got that from level 20.
I'm doing another level 60. I swear if I get telepathy.
Yeah, I'm 50 levels right now.
Cyborg 1. That's decent, but not for level 60. Bro, I got gears too. 2. You can see here the filters that I started. I didn't finish them all the way down, but I did build them all the way down until under Y200. So that's below all our grinders for the good spawners, below that room with the creepers and IGs. So it's protecting those at least, and eventually I'm going to extend it all the way down to bedrock probably. But for now I just wanted to have that up, and then I'll start working on some of the other walls, so I'll get some more walls up. What I'm going to do actually is connect these walls right here at the end, these 15 walls, into wraps going all the way around, so it's just kind of protecting our checkbox a little bit. And then probably going to do these next walls down to bedrock, these ones I've laid out over here, and we'll still have all the sand walls down to bedrock, but I think we should have at least some walls down to bedrock, so we'll be doing these few chunks of walls, however many that is, well, like 4 chunks of walls, 30-40 walls down to bedrock, as well as all the sand walls. So that should probably be enough, because I just don't really feel like trenching out the whole buffer, especially since my fac isn't really active here. We don't really play here as their main server. I'm still playing it more than the rest of my faction, but anyways, we're just not going to trench the entire buffer, so I'm just going to trench some of these walls down to bedrock. So these walls are gens, now just gotta water them. Took almost half an hour, but it would have taken a lot longer without gen buckets, so it's always nice to have gen buckets. And I'm just gonna place the dirt between them so it's a flat surface, and then water it, break the dirt. So that's how I'm gonna water them, and I'll do that in a minute. as you saw, I actually killed some people at our base, 2 of them. So I don't know if they're planning to raid me, but people did try raiding me earlier today. I think I said it, I don't know, but they used like an 80 stacker and got through a good amount of walls, but we patched and stopped them. They were just lined up with the blaze grinder that we had. Actually, it was right here. This is where it was exactly, right around here. You can still see the holes like right next to where they were shooting. So yeah, this is where they were at, 80, and we stopped them. So I don't know if they're gonna try again, but hopefully not. But either way, we're just gonna continue to check our walls to make sure that we don't get raided, because we do have some spawners up right now. So like I said, we do have some spawners up, just this IG grinder with about 40 IGs. I didn't place the creepers or even all of the IGs, so I've got some more of those spawners in case we do get raided, So that was some. Also, I didn't want to place them all because we don't have that many walls. I didn't want to lose everything because it's harder to keep yourself from getting raided when there's less walls, because it's faster to raid you, less walls to go through. So we just placed enough of them to, make enough money to like do base work or whatever we might need. Also, we're gonna be, occasionally buying some more spawners because it does fill up pretty fast, but I just didn't really want to place all of the spawners. Alright, so I'm selling this after AFKing it, and none of us were really on to sell it apparently, but it was all full here, and I made 10 mil, looks like. I'm at 10 mil right now, so got a lot of cash. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. Probably buy some more spawners and just keep them in my ender chest, just so that, there's more stuff we have in case we get raided. It's easier to restart. But I'm probably gonna do that and then save the rest of the money for base work, like I've been doing. So now that I'm done placing the dirt along them all I really got to do is place the water, and then once it flows everywhere, I'll run along it with depth striders and just break the dirt in between the walls, and then that'll be done. So that's what I'm going to get started on right now. Alright, so these are done and watered. We did finish connecting them into wraps. We do need to break this. I guess this was just left here. But other than that, I think it's all done. So that's good. It protects the cactus farm more, which is nice, as well as the checkbox, so people don't, just get in with one shot to mess with us. But now that we got a decent amount more walls up, I'll start trenching so we can start working on some more sand walls and also some more filters.
Dreams among the stars while I'm standing on the pavement, spinning around.
Just basically finished trenching where this one sand wall is going to go. You can kind of see it. It's kind of interesting, I thought, at least. This like staircase of water, I guess, because it was spilling down, and as I was trenching the different layers, I guess it just kind of created that. I don't know, it's kind of weird, kind of interesting. I just gotta finish mining off this top layer. I left this here so that the water didn't spill down, but there's still water over there. Anyways, I'm gonna just get rid of this top layer and then it's done, and I'm gonna start printing sand on it. Alright, so I just finished trenching this side for this sand wall. You can see down there it's down to bedrock, and I'm printing the sand of the other one currently on the alt. It's just going, it's making decent progress, but it's done with about 3 chunks of the sand wall, I'd say, almost. Yep, so about a third of it. And I think, yeah, one of my fans, I TP'd him up here just to hang out, and so he's right there, but just looking at what we have, I guess. But we're gonna continue to print these sand walls and also the filters, and I'll obviously still be doing some more trenching so we can get those walls onto bedrock closer to the edge of the buffer. So there was this TNT trencher, this redstone system here, and it wasn't done, and it was here, so I decided, you know, I might as well use it because I needed to trench this area anyway. So I filled it with some TNT. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it a couple times just to make sure, you know, I guess it works. I mean, it can't really not work, but you know, I'm just gonna fire it. It looks pretty cool anyways when you do it. Look at all that TNT about to blow up. Alright, so it does a good bit of an area at once, so I'm just gonna fire this a couple times, get this down to bedrock, and then I guess I'll break the structure afterwards, but it does seem to be working, so I'm just gonna continue to trench this way because it's a lot easier, and you know, it's already set up, so I figured I might as well just use it if it's already there, you know what I'm saying? So this should be done pretty quick. It's going pretty fast, so I'll just keep doing this. So it seems to be pretty much done except for that area over there, so I guess just maybe this might be the last shot. I don't know, I guess a couple more, but obviously I'm gonna have to clean up all these blocks in the middle that just didn't get knocked out by the TNT, but that's not too big of a deal, I guess. It's probably still easier than trenching out the whole thing by hand. But yeah, it looks like it's pretty much done, so this area is down to bedrock already. Nice. And so I guess I'll just trench this out and finish trenching the rest of this part. That's all for this episode. We made some pretty good progress, kind of did a little bit of everything, to be honest. You know, we started the filters, did some trenching, also printed sand walls, and also just gemmed walls on the base, watered them. But anyways, this one's getting long, so I'm just going to end it here, and I'll see you in the next one.